opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Winter Movie Nights on NOK Network. Tune in to NOK on alternate Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our winter documentary series. Our 2023-2024 lineup will include informative documentaries on natural therapy, food, and agriculture. Joint hosts, along with guests, will join in studio for post-show discussions on air and engage with our virtual audience. Join us November through February for movie nights on the NOK Network. Follow and subscribe to the NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
What's going on, everybody? Rasta Rhino here with IWK NOK 710 Daily Sesh. I am no longer a fill-in. I am officially a sesher, I guess you could say. But Thursday nights will be my the night that I come in and do the IWK 710 Daily Sesh. And I look forward to doing it. Thank you, Kim, and everybody in the network for giving me the warm welcome. And I appreciate it. Let me do some tagging and some sharing here. Hope everybody's having a good evening. Getting ready to celebrate 710 here in a little bit. Let my smoke freezer get cooled down. I want to say warmed up, but it's not warming up. It's cooling down because it's a smoke freezer. So it just, I don't know. So let me get some people tagged here. What we got in here? Nobody, a couple of people. Right on. So if you guys don't mind, if you could hit them reaction buttons, maybe hit a tag or two, I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to get some peoples in here if I can. Not sure what I'm going to be doing on Thursday nights, but that's basically at 7:10 we'll celebrate, or 10 after we'll celebrate East Coast, and then 7:10, and then 4:20 on the West Coast. And we'll finish anywhere between the 30 mark and the 45 mark. So, hi, Ron. Ron's another one of the fearless leaders around here. He's one of the hosts. He also does the network, and he does the I can tell you the name of his show here in just a second. It's Girl 420. See, I knew that because he put it on there for some advertising. So awesome. Anyway, guys, I got a bowl loaded here. I'm going to say cheers. And I got a little bag of topics here. So, you know, guys, I don't know if you know, but I do a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I advocate for recovery from mental health and addictions. Mental health and addiction awareness and recovery. Excuse me. So yeah, I do make a lot of advocate. I am in recovery myself. I have been for 10 years since October 15th, 2013. I'm in recovery from alcoholism and addiction, as well as mental health conditions. I have too many labels to put on there: ADHD, bipolars. You know, I just call them all squirrels. It's easier that way because that way it doesn't put a stigma. It kind of gives it a little giggle. And then my medicine I take is, well, cannabis is my squirrel food. What's up, nobody? What up, Josh? And that's one of the things that I'll talk about on here on Thursday nights. But yeah, I'll be the Thursday night sesh guy. So guys, come in and check it out. Probably do some kind of a topic thing or some, I don't know. I haven't really figured it out. I just heard the other day. The Alphabet Gang. We are the Alphabet Gang. You lost me. I love your message too, Josh. But yeah, one of the things that, Josh White, I love his group over there, marijuana maintenance program. I've learned so much in recovery as far as, the ins and outs and different tricks that help you out, and one of the things that I've learned is cannabis is really, really important in my recovery. It's something that I can use to slow my brain down so I can get a clear thought and I can come up with a solution in whatever situation I may be in. Not always able to have that luxury, depending on where I'm at in public, because there's still a stigma out there. But that's one of the things I like to talk about, is being able to use cannabis in recovery without having the stigma behind it. ADHD, OCD, BPD, all of them initials. I hear it. Yeah, play the alphabet. I got you now. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're just labels. It's just they don't define who we are, guys. It's just part of who we are, and that's okay. There's a lot of part of me. That that's just one of the things is I accept it as it is, and I adjust where I can, adapt, and overcome. Chuck Rock in the house. What's going on, brother? Hi, Loretta. Hope you guys are all having a good night. I'm first night with my Thursday night Sesh night. What up, Alex? Hi, Dolores. I'll be doing the Thursday night IWK Daily Sesh, 7:10 Daily Sesh. So I look forward to doing it. I'm not sure exactly, like I said, what I'm going to do, but we'll talk on some kind of a topic. But it's getting ready to be 7:10, so I'm going to pull this smoke freezer over in front of me. And I'm going to do me a dab of some Brooklyn boys. I don't know which one. I'll pull up here. Unicorn poop. Unicorn poop. If you guys need some of that stuff, talk to Chuck Rock down there. He's a good guy. He knows it. He knows a guy and stuff. But Brooklyn boys are awesome. I'm not a representative, but I am a very big fan. And I love Danny Man's Candyman. Now, where did I put my topper? Chuck, do you see where? Don't say it. I always tell Chuck. He's like, where did I put that? And I'm like, it's right over there. He's like, fuck you. There's a good little dab. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't do too big of ones because you don't really need to. I'm not trying to get all fucked up here. I'm just trying to slow my brain down so I'm not talking 100 miles an hour. Alex Jordan, I don't know if you guys know him, but I know it's 6:10, but whenever I put the sign up, it says Easties. So, haha, ta-da. I'm thinking ahead. Actually, I'm not thinking ahead. That's just a nice way of saying rhino shit. That's right. Unicorn poop. My mom, she had curves, we'll say, bigger curves than most ladies. But she always used to say rhinos are just unicorns with curves. I love that woman. She passed away back in 2009. Good woman. I didn't give her enough credit that I should have, but that's one of the things I couldn't go back and make amends for. But I went to her grave and I made amends, and I just promised to her that I'm not going to be that little dickhead anymore. And sometimes that's all we can do, guys, make 11 amends and just not being the asshole that we used to be, or the dickhead or whatever. I used to say that because people would call me an asshole. I'd say, fuck you, I'm not an asshole, I'm a dickhead. Get it straight. And I wasn't no way to be. I was just living with hate, not only for others, but myself, But I love me today because I'm a pretty awesome motherfucker. I couldn't always say that. Couldn't always say it and believe it. Speaking of awesome motherfuckers, there's one right there. Look at that guy. What up, Jay Halty? How you doing, my overseas friend? He's one of our Misfit Island admins. Really good dude. There's another awesome guy. Brian Williams, guys, he's the one that makes these old school pipes. And he makes other stuff too. He's making rigs now. And he's just, since I've known him in the past year, he's come so far out of his comfort zone and come up with some new original stuff. And I love it. And I can't wait to get some of his stuff one of these days. one piece at a time. You know, he's working on a Gandalf here soon. One that I've been wanting for a while is just a Gandalf piece. You know, I've got a Sherlock coming, but you know the Gandalfs, you know, kind of. Well, Brian knows what I'm talking about, but Gandalf is more of a longer one, and it's got a more of a skinny piece to it, and it's just kind of like an old man's pipe, you know, just kind of hang it right there, kind of long, pretty cool. Hey, there it is. Happy 710 Easties. So let me heat this sumbitch up. But yeah, Brian makes good stuff, and I just like getting good artists work because it's well worth it. Cheers, everybody, and the whole East Coast. Whoa. I cleaned everything but the cap. That's why that's stuck in there. Bob took the whole thing up. Angelita, what's up, Tip? How you doing, sweetheart? Ralph Gruber. Happy 710, y'all. Oh, yeah. Happy 710, Easties. It says low cough, not no cough. Plus, I got COPD and asthma, so most of the time I don't cough on those things, but that's the first one I've had in a while. Actually, the first rig I've had all day. What up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? Cheers. Hope everybody Silos. What's going on, little brother? Yes, it was. Would you like one, dear?
Yes, I would.
He says, was that a dab cough? Guys, this is my beautiful, lovely wife, Patty.
Hello.
This was my shirt that I got from when I was a counselor. Compassion, fatigue. It's basically from working too much and getting too into your work, and the compassion kind of gets back to you and stuff like that. And you get a little burnout, you know, sometimes you got to take a break. You want some, she said, I don't care. You don't care, do you?
No.
She just wants a dab. She don't care. 710 with the missus. Hell yeah, let's go. Well, yeah, this is my lovely hippie wife, guys. I married a hippie because I'm a hippie at heart and at mind. Well, don't ask her. She'd say child at mind.
Sometimes.
See, she didn't argue. What kind of news did you get, Tiff? 170 pounds so far on my weight loss journey. Not to brag, but I'm pretty proud of myself. Fucking brag, please, all day long. Oh yeah. You know, that's a hell of an accomplishment, hon. Good job. I mean, I'm never one to care what, you know, a woman is only as happy as they are in their, or anybody is only happy as they are inside, you know. But if that's what you feel you wanted to do and your goal is kicking ass, then you're fucking kicking ass. Get her done sideways. What up, Jennifer? Go check out Get Her Done Sideways group, guys. Pretty awesome people over there. Jennifer's awesome. To get her, you need more heat.
Yep. I'm good.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
So yeah, got me a hippie wife, guys. That's a true cougar. But yeah, wonderful woman, guys. Next month on the 19th will be 21 years that poor woman suffers from prolonged exposure to me. And she has been put up for sainthood, and I believe she'll get it. But yeah, she's an awesome woman. We've been through a lot together. She's was there 9 years of my alcoholism and going on. Well, and then a relapse. I mean, if you do the math, there was a year in there, but I had a year and then I relapsed and then I went back into recovery. But that's just because I thought I was smart and thought, that maybe I was cured. But alcoholism, you can't cure it. It's just in reprieve. And I'm not cured of it. What I have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of my spiritual condition. Basically, if I do the maintenance of myself and continue doing the things I do one day at a time, I won't pick up a drink and bad shit won't happen. Well, I got real sick and had to live off steroids for 2 years, and it put a lot of weight on me. But I wanted to live, so I didn't really have a choice. Yeah, that's sometimes we got to take the lesser of the two evils, and it's not even sometimes the greatest choice in the world, but we ain't got much of a choice, and I get it. Excuse me, sorry, but sometimes the outcome is well worth it, and you get to live and follow your dreams and do whatever. I mean, now you got that full head of teeth, and you're losing weight, and you're gonna go out there and just kick some ass. Seize the day, hon. You can do it. Not a problem at all. 616. That's just putting one foot in front of the other, and if you mess up, it's okay. Just learn from your mistakes. You remember. I don't know if you guys watch baseball much, but when baseball players, when they make errors, they take and they go back to the clubhouse and they watch them errors over and over and over and over and look, all right, where did I screw up here? What did I do? And they learn from the mistakes and how not to do it again. Are they going to make it again? It's possible, but they have more knowledge of why they screwed up the first time or made a mistake. I wouldn't necessarily say it's always a screw up, because a lot of times lessons are less mistakes are blessings in the form of a lesson. And it's just, finding that lesson. For my wife and I this year, and she's been with me. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I went to a 12-step community for the first 8 years of my recovery or so. And I was even a counselor and stuff and taught in, but it didn't do. It wasn't completely there. I don't get me wrong. I wouldn't go back and change anything. I learned a lot, and I learned about recovery, and I learned how to live one day at a time, but what I was doing was I was feeling shame because I was smoking cannabis. And that was because due to stigma and due to judgmental, just judgments. I'll just say that. Because, I still follow the 12 steps. I still think that it's a great program. It's just some of the people that was in it, I choose not to be around or go to the meetings because some of them could be judgmental and there was a stigma behind it. So, and I'm not bashing AA or NA or any 12-step programs. I'm just saying that's not for me. They follow their certain traditions and their ways. That's more power to them. I just choose a different route and a different path of recovery, which works, this is parallel to that. I just had to choose to take a medicine that they don't agree with. So I don't hold resentments over anybody or anything. I just, do what I do to take care of myself and my recovery. So, and then I do what I can to advocate and help other people. Ouch. I move around a lot, guys. I got screwed up back, but I tell my story and I share my experience, strength, and growth. I still go to meetings. Do I have to? No, I get to. I have to remember I got to have gratitude, because before I didn't get to do shit because I was sitting there laid up inside that bottle watching out the bottom of the bottle, with a distorted sight and perception of reality was just messed up. But now I don't have that fog in my brain. I have a clear set of eyes and I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. Sorry. I won't do that again. I can't promise that. I probably will. But thing is I just work on myself one day at a time and do the best I can to my ability and willingness. Sometimes I'm not really willing, but I do it anyway because I know the other consequences of not doing it. And I'm just getting ready to say, you know what? Happy 420 here in just a second to the Westies. I like to be a little early sometimes because the last couple of times I was late. So I'm trying to make up for, I don't know, I'm making shit up as I go sometimes. And most of the stuff you guys hear me talk about in recovery is I'm like a parrot, you know. I mean, I either got it from there it is, happy 420, everybody on the West Coast. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I don't pretend to be an expert. Yeah, I was a counselor. I went through trainings, and I guess I'm a professional or was a professional. I don't have my certifications anymore because I got out of the field. I just working on my disability for my mental and my back and stuff like that, and it just working in the field of recovery. I got burnt out, and I got a lot of things. Found out there's a lot of things that I hadn't taken care of in my own mental health. So that's why I like to talk a lot about, guys. Is, you know, in order for me to be able to help other people, I got to put that oxygen mask on me, and I got to make sure I take care of myself, and so I can be there for others, you know. And what I was saying is I'm like a parrot. Everything I say I've either got from a book, recovery meetings and stuff like that. But, you know, it's all from lived experience. You know, I got certified when I come into recovery. I got certified as a mental health professional, a co-occurring disorder professional, and a certified alcohol drug counselor. And those are all things that I had lived experience in, that I had lived in and lived through for 28 years, you know, from the time I was 10 till the time I was 38. And give or take a couple of years in there. But, you know, the thing is I knew that it worked, but it wasn't working right. It was just a temporary mask. It wasn't like it was curing anything. It was just putting a mask over and just like putting a Band-Aid on shit. And then I wasn't able to deal with it. And talking about mental health, you know, yeah, I hear you. And, you know, and that's breaks that stigma, you know, and letting people know that, you know, it's okay. You know, it's okay to not be okay. You know, I did it for years. Went for years untreated in alcoholism and mental health, and didn't know what the shit was. You know, I drank over it because I was self-medicating. I did drugs because I wanted to stay up because the alcohol was the best medication at the time. But like I said, it was just dealing with symptoms, like the doctors do these days when they try to cram pills down our throat. So now. You know, I use cannabis. I'm not on any pharmaceuticals, but, you know, and now I learned all this stuff and got into I went to trainings and stuff so I could learn to help people. But when I started getting paid for it, it just took the passion away from it, because I had to jump through so many hoops just to get one person into a rehab, or to get person to stay in the detox because they needed 3 or 4 more days rather than just the 2 or 3 that the insurance was covering. And it was disheartening. It was sad. And, you know, I went through so many nights to where I would drive home and cry the whole way home. You know, I'd lost clients, not because of I never blame myself for that. I know you can carry the message, but you can't carry the person. But, you know, if you lose clients so often, you know, it takes a toll on you. And, you know, now today I just, you know, if somebody calls me and needs help, sure, I'm there to help best I can. But I don't do counseling anymore much. I mean, I give, like, if somebody asks me something, I'll tell you what I would do in that situation, but I don't give direct advice because I can't tell nobody what they should do. I don't know how that person operates. I don't know how they think, you know, and everybody's an individual. So I would give suggestions of what I would do and stuff like that. But I'm always a good ear to listen to too. You know, I always put that out. My DMs are always open if anybody ever needs to talk. I'm just getting to know Ron, but just to let you know that, Ron, you know, I've put that out there in the community. Most people know it, and that's always an option. If anybody needs somebody just to bounce ideas, sometimes just a sounding board. You know, somebody that can listen non-judgmentally. And trust me, I ain't got no fucking room to judge anything. Talk about a guy that fucking used to take his medication. I used to take my medication in the morning with the beer I set down from the night before. Like the medication was even working. You know, I was just wrapped up in my alcoholism and deep as you can go. Self-will run riot, they say. And it was a mess, you know, but thank God, which is the God of my understanding anyway. I choose to call God my higher power. But, you know, it's a lot of things I did. Thank him and, you know, the different people along the path in my recovery and me doing the footwork, you know. I'm not one of those that say, you know, I just sat back and God did all the work. No, I did a lot of work, and I take credit for that because I worked my ass off to get where I am today. Yes, I had guidance, you know, from a higher power. But I don't get into those deep thoughts because it creates an argument and people start leaving and you're like, all right, I don't want to talk about that shit. But by and saying anybody ever wants to talk about it, I'm always there. I don't hide my my belief in God. I don't. I just don't push it on anybody either. That's why I call it a God of my understanding. And if you think about it, it's just G-O-D, good, orderly direction. Fucked up planet that just try to figure out how to survive. That's right. Yeah, so look how far you've got. Look where you're at now. You know, I might not be where I want to be in life, but I'm not where I was, and I'm grateful for where I am because I'm not where I was. That's why I always say awesome and getting better. I say awesome because I'm not where I was in life. And I say and getting better because I'm always trying to improve and be a better person than I was the day before. So and getting better. Hi, Kim Cooper. How you doing, Miss Ma'am? Hope you're having a wonderful evening. I thank you again for having me be on the show. This is awesome. I loved filling in, and I loved and yes, I have an attitude of gratitude always. Try to do my best anyway. And when I'm not grateful, I just, you know, I can get grateful real quick. I just make a list of things that I'm grateful for, and I can start easy. Eyes, nose, mouth, fingers. You know, a lot of people don't have those, and I get to be grateful. It's another thing I remember. My sponsor told me one time. He said, "Goes, how you doing?" And I said, "Good." I said, I got to go to work, and when I'm done, I got to go take a test at work." He said, whoa, wait a minute. He says, "You got to do all these things?" I said, uh-oh. I said, "What's he coming up with?" Because, you know, he's always coming up with something like that. Smart ass when he comes up with those. But he said, how did he put that? He says, no, he says, you don't got to, you don't have to. He says, you get to. He says, for so long you sat there and watched life go by you and your alcoholism and your addiction. You didn't get to see shit. He says, today you get to be part of that. He says, have some gratitude. He says, you get to do that today. You get to go to work. You get to go take that test. He says, there's people that all they get to do is go get their chow from their jail cell. And he says, there's people that don't even get to do that. He says, just have some gratitude because you get to do things today. You get to do life, because in reality, so many times that I probably should have died. I wouldn't say should have died, but could have died. But I didn't, you know, for some divine reason or whatever it may be. Here I am. So cheers to that. So yeah, just I try to be an instrument of peace and lead by example, you know, because I can't force anybody to do anything. Anybody wants to be in recovery, you can't really tell them nothing wrong. Anybody that doesn't want to be in recovery, you can't tell them nothing right, because they're just going to tell you what you want to hear. And if they're not ready themselves, then it's just not going to work right. It might for a little while and give them a little taste, and you can always plant the seed. But, you know, just like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. But you can make him thirsty, you know, and that's just by leading by example. Happy 429. We celebrate long around here, guys. Oh, goodness, Griff, what's going on, my friend? Oh, goodness. Anyway, hi Griff, how you doing, buddy? Didn't mean to choke when you was coming in, but I hope you guys are all having a good day. It's the middle of the week, isn't it? Wednesday? No, it's Thursday. I missed a day yesterday, and I keep getting thrown off. Had some stuff I was doing yesterday and just missed myself, so you'll have that. But yeah, I just had sometimes you have appointments and different whatnot you gotta do. Oh goodness, that one hit me in the fucking throat a little bit. That's all right. I'll live. So usually, guys, I will be here probably until, like I said, the half-hour mark, but no later than the 1:45 mark. I'm not sure exactly what I'll talk or babble about, but I'm sure it's something interesting. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it'll just be a sesh. Who knows? But I'm sure I'll find a groove here shortly and figure out. It'll probably most likely be carry on about addictions, mental health, and talking about just my health too. I'm growing. I do a lot of growing. So I'll probably throw some of that in there. Just you never know what I'll throw up there. Just something to keep an hour or half an hour busy and celebrate a couple times with the East and West Coast, and just chit chat and bullshit in between. If you guys ever have any questions about anything, I'm an open book. Feel free to ask anything. If I don't have an answer, I can find it out. That's a good thing about having a diverse amount of friends in different areas. You can always go to different people. And I say there's always Google, but I don't know what to fucking trust on Google or internet. I'm surprised I'm even up here. To be honest with you, smoking pot. I'm okay with it today. A year ago, I was a little leery about all this crap, but, I see the importance of it and the advocacy for it. And I live in a legal state, so I can do it without harm. But, and even if I couldn't, I'd still advocate because, it's so important how much this plant does, the cannabis plant does, and psychedelics as well. It does for mental health and physical recovery and, all different kinds of things. It's just it's sad it got to the point where it is, and we got to fight so hard to get to where we're at. Not that we're real far. I mean, we're trying, but I don't understand all that. I leave that shit up to this lady right here. She understands all that. Her and the pioneers that traveled and went to. Oh, there you are. I tagged you earlier. Sorry, sweetie. I thought maybe you're napping. But Kim, I respect a lot about what she does and the people that she interviews, and it's pioneers like that that's got this plant to where it's at, and even saying that, I'm not sure, like I said, because there's, even though we get so far, sometimes it gets a fucking kick right back, and I'm just here to do my little small part and advocate for it in the recovery aspect and just, take the stigma away from it the best I can in my little part, and then leave the, to the Jack Harrers of the world, which I got to meet that guy. It was so awesome. Do we got time? 6:34. Yeah, we do. A quick story. I was at a Free the Weed rally. We skipped school in high school and went over to St. Louis. And the keynote speaker was Jack Harrer. They had banners up all the way around. At the bottom of the hill, there's cop cars and strolling by and stuff like that, just keeping the peace or whatever the fuck they're doing. But being nosy. But Jack Harrer told this speech, and I was sitting off to the side, and I had my dad at the time, he was real big into skunk was big in our area. and it was really, really strong. And I was getting ready to pull some out and load it in the bowl, and I smelt it. And I was like, damn, that smells burnt. And then he was over there smoking a bowl as he was talking. I said, oh, that's that hybrid skunk. And he looked over and goes, yes, sir, or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, kid, or I can't remember. But that was the end of it. I went back to packing my bowl and lit it up and was sitting there. And I was sitting on a picnic bench. And I was, to be honest with you guys, I wasn't into advocacy or anything like that. I was skipping school, going over with my buddies to get stoned and going to Hippie Hill, Free the Weed rally. Fucking who don't want to go. So I went, and so I'm sitting there on this picnic table, and I'm smoking a bowl. The speech is over, and I'm reading these pamphlets because this table is full of literature and stuff. I'm like, fuck, So I'm reading this and on NORML and National Organization of Reform of Marijuana Laws or something like that. I don't know exactly, but anyway, I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting on the top of the table with my feet on the bench. And a guy comes up and does the same right behind me, but off to the side a little bit. And I kind of look over, and it was him. It was Jack Hare. And I was like, hey, what's up, buddy? He's like, hey, what's going on? He goes, you smelled that pretty quick, and recognize it. I said, yeah. I said, here. I handed him a bowl. And these aren't exact words, but it's kind of what was going on. But I remember we talked, said, yeah, my dad gets that all the time. And he goes, well, is it prevalent in this area or something like that? Or, big? And we got to bullshit and talking, smoked that bowl for about 5 minutes. And he's like, all right, well, he goes, I got to go do my thing again. I said, hey, man, nice to meet you. And we introduced Jack Hare. I'm Bruce Reinheimer. Nice to meet you. And that was my couple minutes with Jack Hare. And it was, I get chills every time I tell that story. But it was really, really cool because I had no clue who the hell this guy was. And that's what introduced me to NORML. And I started hearing about stuff. But like I said, I was too young. I was in high school. I wasn't really into the advocacy part. I was just more into the partying because I was already into my alcoholism at that point. I was a couple years into high school. I think I was sophomore or junior. But yeah, it was really neat to meet him. And then Kim did an interview with the son, Mark. I don't know. Mark, is it Mark? I don't know. Jack's son. And God, I just want to get up there and talk to him and tell him that story, and it was of course it was an interview. I couldn't do that, but it was really neat to see him and hear about his stories about his dad. And because it kind of brought me back to that point, I was like, wow, I really met a great man. And I don't know. That's my Jack Dan. That's it. And that's my Jack Hare story. So yeah, it was always a pleasure to get to meet a well-known man that was such a pioneer in the advocacy for cannabis. So hell yeah, I'm gonna cheers to that. And I do believe here in a little bit you'll see Sir Steve-O. I think he's doing a Terpy Thursdays. Is it Thursday? Yes, Terpy Thursdays at 7 o'clock, guys. Always informational, good show. Epic time, amazing. You got to hear him and speak to him in person. I know, it was so cool, Kim. I'm still getting chills. But yeah, it was just, it was really neat. It really was. It's one of my favorite stories ever. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Shannon. There's my buddy right there. Hi, sweetie. Whoop, whoop. That's awesome. Yeah, he's on. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to end it with a cool story. So I will see you guys at 6 o'clock next week, Central Standard Time. That'll be 7 o'clock Eastern Time and 4 o'clock Western Time. I'll have to keep getting that down a little bit. But anyway, Kim, again, thank you for asking me to be part of the show. I'll be here every week, 6 o'clock. What's up, Joker? How you doing, brother? There's another good guy right there if you guys get a chance to go check him out. But thank you, guys. I will be here next week again at 6 o'clock, and we'll celebrate East Coast 710 and West Coast 420. But until then, I'm going to find a commercial thingy to play to take us out of here. And I already played the disclaimer thing at first. So next week we'll have the regular commercials. And until then, you guys have a wonderful, awesome night. And I will see y'all later. Peace.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine and is spreading the education across the North. Activism, resources, referrals, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no sir to cannabis propaganda with No Sir. Find us at www.nocer.ca.
Psychedelic Tuesdays on NOK Network. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Psychedelic Reporters. Bufo Alvarius is scouring the news wires for stories being reported in the mainstream media on the psychedelic front and passing them on to Hobby's Puppets and Tara Simpson so they can bring them to you, our listeners, in this 60-minute video news podcast. Tuesday evening news. Join us for Tuesday evening news each week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your news and information from the world of psychedelic medicine. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Join us for NOK Network monthly specials, 12 months a year. Movie nights. Spotlight on entertainment. And live on location event coverage. Stay up to date about upcoming programming by subscribing to NOK Network on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Rumble. Check out our webpage at www.noknetwork.com.
Peace, news, and views on NOK Network. Patients everywhere advocating cannabis evolution with Kim Cooper and Sir Steve O. Joint hosts interview people in the grassroots and corporate cannabis space across North America and beyond. Sit down with patients, entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, and others share their journey with this medicinal plant. So join us for Peace, News, and Views. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where all consumption is medicinal consumption on NOKnetwork.com. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on social media and streaming sites including Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at NOKnetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@NOKnetwork.com.
Now we get back to the regular program.